everyone, welcome back to the WOW Embossing YouTube channel. It's Erica with you today with a little bit of a video where I started out completely wrong. So I thought I was filming this in normal time, turns out I was filming it in a time lapse. So we're gonna try to explain what is happening here, but hopefully the colorful thing that is happening right in front of you right now will kind of explain some of it anyway. So we have a new fun release, and I have been playing with some of the stamps from that actually Verity has designed for us. So this fabulous foliage background outline stamp set I am going to be using on top of this panel that I created with the foliage background bold stamp set. So the colors I've used are Ink on 3 Atelier ink colors, and I have of course use my MISTI because I can't do anything without my MISTI. And currently I have just done my anti-static treatment on top of this panel because I'm going to be adding lots of embossing ink on the foliage background outline stamp. And then we're going to heat emboss that with some fabulous rich gold, because this is my favorite gold. I love this. This one is a staple. You must have this if you're heat embossing. Yes, I don't like gold sort of like in real life, but on cards it looks fantastic. So you can see here I've just taken off the excess and collected that with a piece of paper. It makes it super easy to put it back into the tub. And then my heat tool has been set heating up so that it is preheated, because you gonna want to make sure that it's nice and hot. And I'm heating this on top of my cork board, and you might think, what are you doing, a crazy woman? You have a work mat on your desk. But I think it actually helps kind of bounce back the heat through the paper for more even heating. I mean, I have no scientific proof to back this up with, except I do feel like my results are getting even better. And I mean, I've been heat embossing for years already, but it just looks fantastic and it just works so well. So I'm like, maybe I'm giving the core turret a little bit too much power. I don't know, but I'm going to keep using it until it falls apart. So I love that first one so much that I decided, hey, let's try something else with that outline stamp. So I ink blended some of the exact same colors that I used on the bold stamp. And then here's a little trick for you. If you are using an outline stamp like this, or like just it's a stamp but you want to use it on top of a ink blended panel, or like maybe colored cardstock or whatever, if you don't want to get that touching your actual front, because sometimes if you don't then line it up right, you know, you might get some stray embossing powders in different places, just flip your panel over and use that kind of as a guide on where you want your stamp to go. Works a treat. So I have made sure that I've used a lot of anti-static powder on this as well, because it was ink blended, and I did try to dry with my heat embossing tool as well, but you know, just to be on the safe side, right? Because you know, we want good results every time. And I'm going to use Opaque Bright White on this one. There was a little bit of a back and forth, like gold, white, gold, white, gold, white. And I settled on white in the end. And I mean, that's like my inner dialogue every time I'm crafting. It's like this like I have two crafty people inside my head and they want to do different things, and then eventually one of them kind of wins over. But, you know, hopefully you recognize some of that and it's not just me. Yeah, okay. So we've done the same thing with the heating on this one. And so I've preheated it and then I've gone over that. And you might have sort of thought at first, you know, oh, that white, I'm not sure about that. But once it's set with the heat tool, it just looks spectacular, because that white is so bright white, hence the name, and so shiny. I love it. I love how this one turned out. So with these two panels, I then let them sort of sit and cool a little bit, and then I have trimmed them down a little bit as well, because these are not your standard American size stamps. So these are not A2 size, as in 5.5 by 4.25 inches. They are European sizes for, I want to say I know what size that is, but I don't. Not off the bat anyway. So I decided to get 2 white card bases. These are actually A2, so 5.5 by 4.25. And then I decided to kind of not pop them up, but just frame my background panels with some dark colored cardstock. And I have a really dark one and a really dark gray one and then a black. And both of these are Lawn Fawn cardstocks. So this black licorice and I want to say Storm Cloud, or is it Narwhal maybe? But it's one of the darker grays anyway. So these are trimmed so they just show in a tiny little border. And then I have also heat embossed on the same black cardstock a sentiment from the Thank You sentiment, which is another one of Verity's stamp sets. And these are both heat embossed with white. And I forgot to film that part. And here I'm just kind of fiddling about with what I want to do with the cards, and then I'm going to put them together. Well, here are the two finished cards. And as you can see, I put them together a little bit off camera. And quite possibly swap them over. So, but I do like how they come out. And I do think as well, if you have something like this, a darker frame around your background panel can really make them pop. And on this one here, so I've used both of the stamp sets, so you can see the color and then with that gold embossing on the outline. It just sort of really takes it up a notch, doesn't it? And on this one, that white against that colorful background is just stunning. And look at that, super fine. Like all of the details are there. So nice. I love heat embossing. Ah, yes. Okay, well, so that's it from me for today. But don't forget to check out the rest of the tutorials on the WOW Embossing channel. There is something for everyone, I promise. And over on Instagram as well, there will be tons of inspiration, so don't forget to check out that as well. I will make sure that I have a link in the description box down below in case you haven't seen the WOW Embossing Instagram account yet. So, yeah, okay. I am all done. Yes. See you next time.